And good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Scruggs, and I'm the Community Outreach Manager for the Purple Line. We're thrilled to have you with us this evening for our 16th CAP meeting focused on the Long Branch area. This meeting is being recorded, and you'll find this evening's presentation along with that recording soon on our website, purplelinemd.com. We're also informing all attendees tonight that the use of AI-powered tools, including transcription, summarization, or other similar features is prohibited by the Maryland Department of Transportation for all virtual meetings, such as our Microsoft Teams meeting tonight. Please be assured, this presentation will be available to view on the Purple Line website and YouTube channel as soon as possible, along with responses to the questions that were answered tonight. For those of you who would like a live translation, Microsoft Teams format can translate tonight's comments into a number of languages, including Spanish, Arabic, Chinese, French, and many others. Instructions for seeing live translations are being placed in the chat section of this meeting right now. We kindly ask everyone to please mute their microphones and keep their cameras off until the presentation ends and we move into the question and answer session. Stephanie, a member of our communications and outreach team, will now relay this information to you in Spanish. Stephanie?
Hola y bienvenidos. Esta reunión se está grabando y pronto encontrarás la presentación de esta noche junto con esta grabación en nuestra página web purplelinemd.com. También estamos informando a todos los asistentes esta noche que el uso de AI está prohibido por el Departamento de Transporte de Maryland para todas las reuniones virtuales. Por favor, ten la seguridad de que esta presentación estará disponible para ver en la web de Purple Line lo antes posible, junto con respuestas a las preguntas respondidas esta noche. Para quienes desean una traducción en vivo, Microsoft Word puede traducir los comentarios de esta noche a varios idiomas, incluyendo español, árabe, chino, francés y muchos más. Se están colocando instrucciones para ver las traducciones en vivo en la sección del chat. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Stephanie. Tonight, the team will provide exciting updates on the project, including new testing updates and completed and upcoming construction work along the alignment. You'll be one of the first groups to view our spring progress video and see the latest photos along the alignment. After the team shares updates, we'll also look into recent community and business engagement and wrap up with a live question and answer session. We kindly ask that we hold all questions till the end of the presentation, and we will answer them there. Tonight, we are joined by several project leaders, some of whom you've met before, and some who are new faces to our CAP meetings. Tonight, we're happy to introduce the newest member of the project's leadership team, Mike Ollinger, the Maryland Transit Administration's Director of Operations for the Purple Line. Welcome, Mike. We're also very happy to be joined tonight by Doran Basso, the CEO of our concessionaire, Purple Line Transit Partners, Hugo Fonteroche, the project executive for Maryland Transit Solutions, the project's builder, Luis Rivera, the general manager of Purple Line Transit Operators, myself, Chris Scruggs, the MTA Community Outreach Manager, Javier Duvesa, MTS's Construction Segment Lead, Ricardo Gracia, MTS's Construction Segment Lead as well, and Matt Pripich, the MTS Corridor-Wide Manager. Tonight, we'll cover the segment of the Purple Line alignment that includes the following three stations: Manchester Place, Long Branch, and Piney Branch Road stations. As previously mentioned, you are some of the first to see our new Spring 2026 progress video. The Purple Line project has truly transformed throughout 2025, and now in 2026, the Purple Line light rail vehicles are in motion across the eastern side of the alignment from New Carrollton to Adelphi Road. Our latest video highlights Purple Line's incredible progress, and this year, we've included stories showing how Purple Line connects communities across Montgomery County, Prince George's County, and beyond. Chris, let's play the video.
I believe that this Purple Line will help businesses.
I think that it's going to make people's trips to getting to jobs and to the University of Maryland amazing. It'll be much easier to do shopping, get to the local libraries. And the Purple Line is going to be like a brand new baby. It's going to be so exciting. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. Yes.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
Ok, la línea morada traerá beneficios a las comunidades latinas por el transporte, que se va a tener más acceso al transporte y más comunicación de varias ciudades o comunidades, y para las pequeñas empresas.
And I believe this light rail will be a life-changing. It will be a pretty fast speed.
I don't see a benefit for just one community. I see it as a whole. Purple Line is the community at that point.
And this will really improve the lives of a lot of people.
Across the Purple Line corridor from the eastern terminus in New Carrollton to the west side in Bethesda, the Purple Line is now in motion. Once, it used to be a segmented construction site, and now it is a full alignment connecting communities across Prince George's County and Montgomery County.
Earlier this spring, Purple Line crews installed the final section of track on Wayne Avenue, an important project milestone. With the rails now in place, the project shifts focus toward the systems that power and operate the Purple Line. The systems are what make the Purple Line run, from the overhead power that energizes the trains to the communications networks that keep everything connected. This is where the railway really comes together. More than 1,000 live feed cameras, thousands of sensors, and integrated traffic control devices are being installed along the corridor. These systems communicate with stations, intersections, and pedestrian crossings to keep riders and the surrounding communities informed and safe. Once testing is complete, operators in the control center will be able to see every light rail vehicle in real time and monitor activity across the entire system. Supporting those operations, the Littonsville Operations and Maintenance Facility is nearing completion. The facility includes additional storage tracks, maintenance areas for the light rail vehicles, and a backup control center to support trains as they move along the line. In Bethesda, progress continues on the station lobby located just below ground level, and as crews place tons of concrete for the elevators and the cavern, preparations are underway for the complex connection between the Purple Line and Metro's Red Line. Work is also advancing on the Capitol Crescent Trail, where crews are constructing new retaining walls, installing drainage, and beginning paving operations between Bethesda and Silver Spring. Across the corridor, crews are also completing sidewalks, driveways, and other finishing touches that reconnect neighborhoods and restore the streets surrounding the new line. Inside the Plymouth Tunnel, track installation is complete, and crews are now installing the overhead wiring that will power trains through the tunnel. With spring growth, the project's corridor will be turning green as crews plant thousands of trees and other landscaping elements along the alignment, restoring the corridor and enhancing the communities along the line. Through the University of Maryland and Prince George's County, heavy construction is giving way to finishing crews and the installation of complex systems and utilities. The elevated station in Riverdale now has elevators and stairs in place, signaling its readiness to begin serving the public. At the Purple Line's eastern terminus, crews are also applying final finishes, and construction along Ellen Road is nearing completion. Meanwhile, system testing continues along the Purple Line. Light rail vehicles have already traveled from New Carrollton to the University of Maryland campus, and testing will continue along the entire corridor in the months ahead. Testing typically takes place at night and is supported by maintenance of traffic teams and local police directing traffic to help keep everyone safe.
As the Purple Line moves towards completion, we encourage you to sign up for project notifications and to follow us at Purple Line MD Together, we are keeping the Purple Line in motion.
Thank you, Chris. Here you can see the construction progress graphic that highlights construction at 88% complete. Over the last year and a half, the project has celebrated several milestones, including the beginning of testing of LRVs on the test track in March 2025, the fall 2025 delivery of all 28 LRVs to the Glen Ridge Operations and Maintenance Facility on Veterans Parkway, and in the coming weeks, installing the last remaining section of track along our alignment, which will take place near Silver Spring. Tonight, you'll see and hear more details about the expansion of live wire testing around Riverdale Park and College Park, and where the Purple Line will expand light rail testing beginning throughout 2026. With that, I'll turn it over to Matt, who will walk us through testing and safety updates. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you at the end of the updates.
Great, thanks, Chris. Good evening, everyone. Here we have some great photos of the major milestone, exciting milestone we achieved moving the vehicles into our initial testing on the University of Maryland. Our Glen Ridge Operations and Maintenance Facility. So the facility is up and running. It is the headquarters of our Purple Line Transit Operators agency operating the system. The Purple Line Operations Center, lower left corner, you can see a good video of that where they will monitor and control the system, as well as housing the LRVs and the maintenance areas and the car wash. Speaking of the vehicles, as mentioned, all 28 vehicles have been delivered and have completed their initial testing at the facility. Some of these elements being tested are safety elements, overhead power connectivity, propulsion braking, and the communication systems between the LRVs and the Operations Center. Purple Line testing. So the testing out on the alignment, testing of the completed rails, the overhead catenary wires, onboard control systems, traffic signals, gates, other systems occurring out along the alignment. Each section of the alignment is completed in different testing phases. Test track, of course, was March 25, Section 1, August. We are now moved into the University of Maryland, Section 3, and we will be moving into the remaining sections this year. Maintenance of traffic during testing. Until all of the traffic control systems are operational and fully tested and certified, we will be utilizing maintenance of traffic crews, including police flaggers, intermittent traffic stops at road crossings to facilitate our testing in a safe manner. We do develop specific maintenance of traffic protocols for each section. Hours of testing are nighttime, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. through the end of this year. And the public should consider any section during testing to be live and expect to see the LRVs periodically during that period. Outreach. The testing outreach conducted door hangers throughout the neighborhood, on-site notifications using variable message signs, UMD outreach coordination signs and flyers. We've been conducting in-person outreach at schools, local businesses, school safety presentations highlighting best practices. We do have our Ride Safe bike and scooter safety outreach program as well. There's a new testing and safety page on purplelinemd.com, so everyone's encouraged to check that out. And we also have safety-focused social media campaigns and public notification outreach lists that we utilize to make sure everyone's informed. Probably the most important thing to bring up tonight, testing safety. So during and after testing, it's important that everyone considers the tracks and the OCS live and expect to see the LRVs moving. A few safety reminders. See the tracks, think train, obey all traffic signals, and no different than a roadway, always look both ways before crossing the tracks. Use the approved crosswalks only. Do not walk near or on the tracks, and do not stop or park on the tracks. And as a reminder, similar to every overhead wire out there, our wires carry 1500 volts DC, and you need to assume that all OCS wires are live and carrying extremely dangerous current at all times.
Thank you so much, Matt. With that, I'll turn it over to Ricardo and Javier, who will provide a construction update for the Long Branch area. Ricardo, over to you.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everybody. On the western portal of the tunnel in Wayne Avenue, we have completed all the retaining walls. As it was mentioned in the video, the track inside the tunnel has been also completed. We have been continuing with the drainage, water, and sewer utilities. And we are currently working on the OCS, the overhead catenary system inside the tunnel, fixing to finish with roughly within the next month. And we continue working on the sidewalks and track crossings. Coming up, we'll start seeing signs for the roadway and the train being installed. Inside Manchester Place Station, is looking very good actually. I think everybody's gonna like it once it's in service. Right now, the platforms have been completed. The track is completely finished. We are right now working on multiple station elements, and that's gonna be an ongoing work throughout the next couple months. We are also working on the roof system and on the canopies and on the access from Plymouth Street. Coming up, we are gonna finalize all the station elements, including the walls and the art in transit artwork. Inside the tunnel, we have completed the track. We continue on the installation of the overhead utilities. The overhead contact system, as I was mentioning before, the systems installation and the lighting inside the tunnel. Coming up, we're gonna have the handrails and fences in both portals in the access of the tunnel. On Arliss Street, we have also completed the track coming out of the tunnel. All the drainage is been finished, and all the parking lots for the different residential areas are also done. And we are currently almost finishing installing the curbs and sidewalks. We just paved Arliss Street. Coming up, we're gonna do the final the surface asphalt of Arliss Street, the pavement markings, and the signals. In the station, we have completed all the platforms, and we are currently working on the systems and the crosswalks and sidewalks on the corners of the stations. And coming up, there are multiple other elements we're working on, like the art in transit in the corner of Arliss and Piney, the overhead contact system, and the sidewalk and other concrete around the station. I'm going to pass it to Javier de Besa, who is going to talk about Piney Branch. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Ricardo. Let me brief a little bit on the works on the Piney Branch Road. We have completed, first of all the tracking, as you can see in the entire area. Both track 1 and track 2 have been already completed. So you can see the rails and the OCS, all the catenary poles as well, completed. There's going to be a big operation for asphalt. Let me go straight to the point for big operation of asphalt in the upcoming weeks. Okay, so we are starting last week of April, and it's going to be everything completed by this summer. There's going to be full asphalt operation in the whole Piney Branch Road. We're going to start with first in the eastbound right lane first, and we're going to switch to the westbound right lane. We're going to go in a loop, then eastbound left lane, and finally completing all the loop with the westbound left lane. So basically, the whole stretch of Piney Branch Road is going to get with the permanent asphalt. That this permanent asphalt is going to also include the permanent striping, permanent markings, and the signs. We have already started installing some signs as in the permanent configuration. So you're going to see the final product for these 3 scopes. Let me go back into the Long Branch Community Center. The new entrance has been already completed. So there's the access that can be granted for the Long Branch Community Center in the permanent configuration. And we are going to continue doing the wiring installation to be able to proceed with the testing, as Matt was explaining before. Let me just finally add some small works that we're going to be doing for installing bollards, finally installing some wooden fence as well. There's some minor works that are going to be done within the Piney Branch Road, just to make everything in the final configuration. After all of these initial scopes are completed, we're going to proceed with the punch list. That basically is the procedure that we have inside the company to make sure that all the quality standards are implemented into the project. So we have distributed this road with several scopes. There's going to be different walks performed with the with SHA, with the counties, just to make sure that all the scopes are within the proper quality standards. And then we're going to generate some what is called a punch list. That is basically a list of items that may be in quality deficiency. So we are able to improve it and just put everything into the proper configuration. So we're going to be focusing also into these punch list works for the upcoming weeks and months. All right, let me just mention a quick MOT that we're going to be doing in this Piney Branch Road. We are targeting the upcoming weeks, okay, just from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. To do some OCS wires over in this section of Piney Branch. So basically, as you can see in the map, vehicles are going to be able to detour through University Boulevard, Franklin, and coming back to Flower Avenue in both directions, north and south. So we're going to make sure that public notice is sent accordingly with this, so everybody's aware about this with enough time. Another small MOT that is going to be implemented. The idea is to do this starting in April 27th in Wayne Avenue. So basically, we're going to be doing same time from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. Some OCS wires to be installed in that section. In this case, there's going to be a detour going through Sligo Creek, Piney Branch, and Flower Avenue. All right, let me just hand over to the next chapter for business and community engagement.
Thank you so much, Ricardo and Javier. Our Purple Line Business Relationship Manager, Leslie Leith, works with the business engagement team along the alignment, alerting them to construction impacts and providing advanced notifications in English and Spanish. This outreach is aimed at minimizing disruption and maximizing awareness. Additionally, our team promotes businesses on our website, in our monthly newsletter, and over all of our social media platforms. I invite you to visit our YouTube channel to see some of the business spotlight videos highlighting local businesses along the alignment. The Purple Line Small Business Grant Program, which is administered by the Secretary's Office of the Maryland Department of Transportation, launched the Small Business Grant Program and has since awarded a total of $2 million since 2025 to 180 small businesses. The application period for the second round will open on June 29th, and online applications are due by July 31st. The application period for the third round will open on October 12th, and online applications are due by November 17th. You can find more information and the application link on our website at purplelinemd.com. With that, I'm going to turn this over to Doran to talk about the Beyond the Rails grants. Doran?
Thanks, Chris. In addition to the businesses, of course, we're very active in the community, whether it's attending events or nights like tonight, and supporting the groups and nonprofits along the organization along the alignment that are just doing so much for the community, different organizations. So our most recent round of community grants are featured here. You can see the list. Great picture there at Tacoma Park Cooperative Nursery School supporting their Earth Day program. We were in Silver Spring National Middle School supporting their PTSA. So it's something that we really enjoy doing, and we're just proud to be part of this community and support it however we can. So if you or someone you know is part of a community nonprofit group doing good work along our alignment, the next deadline for grant applications is May 30th. You can find information under the resources tab of our website, and we'd be happy to have you fill out a quick application and evaluate your grant. We really look for things in the areas of safety, education, environment, that really embody sort of the Purple Line values. So with that, I'll hand it back.
Thank you so much, Doran. Appreciate it. Our outreach team is scheduled to attend or host 18 or more community events this year. Some upcoming spring and summer events include Crossroads Farmers Markets, Montgomery Hills Street Festival this weekend, the University of Maryland Day, Sweep Sligo Creek Sweep the Creek, University of Maryland Farmers Markets, different school career days, pride events, trolley trail day, and national night out events in New Carrollton, Bethesda, and Silver Spring. A full list of events can be found on our website. As the project does enter its final year of major construction, we want to take a moment to share some high-level data of what our day-to-day conversations with you, the community members and business owners along the Purple Line alignment, content engagement, and community meeting and event organization have looked like over the years. This includes more than 200 events and tours, over 12,000 minutes of CAT meetings, 24,000 inquiries, calls, and touch points resolved by our outreach and business engagement teams, over 500,000 social media video views, and over 1.4 million website views. Every number presented in the previous data points and in your thoughts and insights highlighted here are important parts of the Purple Line story. And now, with more than 88% of construction complete, 87% of track installed, all 28 LRVs delivered, and testing underway on the eastern portion of the alignment, we are even closer than you think.
At the Purple Line, community is at the heart of everything we do. Every week, our outreach and business engagement teams are out in your neighborhoods, meeting students, families, and business owners, answering questions, and sharing the latest updates about this transformative project. We love connecting with people of all ages, especially kids who are excited to learn about the future of transportation in their own backyard. Our team is here to listen, to inform, and to build trust with you and your neighbors. Your questions, your voices, and your feedback help shape the Purple Line as it moves forward to complete our goal, connecting communities.
We encourage you to stay engaged and connected with us. If you're not already subscribed to our construction updates or social media platforms, please subscribe. As always, if you have any questions, our team can always be reached using these 3 email addresses and these 2 hotline numbers in English and in Spanish. We now are going to move into the question and answer session of this meeting. We have 2 different ways you can ask questions tonight. You can raise your hand using the Microsoft Teams function of the software, or you can place your question in the chat. And we'll be happy to answer your questions as we go through the meeting, the rest of the meeting tonight. I do want to start with one of the questions that was in the chat. I see a couple questions here, so we'll start there. Excuse me, I see from Brian. When will the bike lane that starts at Piney Branch Road and 193 University Boulevard be available? Is somebody from MTS able to answer that question? Manuel is going to be able to take it for us. Manuel?
Yep. Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, right now, as Javier mentioned before, we are in the middle of starting the asphalt operation. So it's going to take still some time, probably all the way to this year to finish all the asphalt connecting the Piney Branch and all the way to Adelphi, all the permanent striping, all the signs and everything. So in order to open that, we need the full length of the bike lane to be ready for opening. So we ensure safety of the cyclist and pedestrian also.
Thank you, Manuel. I'm going to go to Brian's second question, which is when will there be a discussion or detailed information on fare structure, including monthly options? We are happy to share a couple new details. The fares will be set closer to the beginning of operations. It's too early to share the exact rates, but we can confirm that tickets will be a flat rate and not variable by distance. We are expected to take both Charm Pass and Smart Trip so that you can connect that way. There'll be different options of purchasing tickets, whether that's on the platform or using Smart Trip or the Charm Pass. So while it's too early to share the exact fare, we'll share more as we have that information. Brian has one more question here, which is, for testing, is Section 7 all the way to Bethesda? If not, where does it start and end? Matt Pripich, could I pass that to you?
Absolutely. I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Just highlighting where the starting and ending points of Section 7 of the testing is whenever that comes into fruition.
So Section 7 runs from Bethesda BET all the way to the base of Silver Spring flyover.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm going to jump into a couple hands raised first, and then I'll go back to the chat and answer a question that was placed there. Joel, I see you have your hand raised. We'd love to answer your question.
To unmute myself. And thanks for the opportunity to talk and ask questions and comments. I think I brought this up the last time. The one entrance to the Manchester Place. He only saw that one picture, which is on the Wayne Avenue side. So I didn't see when I went to those old meetings that I attend. I did see those 2 pictures. The bottom one is the Wayne Avenue, the top one is Manchester Place. So there's only that one picture here. And unfortunately, I am sorry about the video for that
Excuse me?
Huh?
We kindly ask that everyone stays muted.
And when are they going to install overhead wires? When are they going to where are they going to install overhead?
Joel, you can go ahead and continue your question.
Okay. And Unfortunately, I couldn't come to those videos things at Long Branch, but maybe we can do it another time if they have it.
Absolutely, Joel. We appreciate you
And
being
also
available for that.
I didn't go because there was a
I
storm
understand.
in the area and I got sick.
Yeah.
And
If you'd like, I
also
can answer your question for you.
the other question I had, I did ask from the other station. Now I'm going to take either Metro Access or Uber. Those two transportation providers have to get the physical address to these stations. So if I put in the Uber address for the station, say like for instance, Manchester Place, put that address in the Uber or Metro Access, and they would know to go to drop me off or pick me up. So
yeah, I'm happy to answer
I
those
guess
questions
that's
for you, Joel. So on your first question, you're welcome. On your first question about, I believe you asked about pictures or what it will look like. We can share some information with you of some renderings of both entrances of the Plymouth station, if that's what you were asking.
There was a Now I think Hannah sent me an email, inviting me to a video session.
Yep, I understand what you're saying, Joel. We'll touch base with you about that after the meeting offline, because I know exactly what you're talking about, and we would love to continue that conversation. To answer your question about,
I could get the another chance, another time to do it. If it's a nice day and I don't get sick.
Absolutely. Your second question was about the addresses, and I'm happy to share that all Purple Line facilities and stations do have addresses. We are working, as we're still finishing construction, we're working with Waze and Google Maps and all kind of electronic navigation systems to make sure those are implemented into their software so that it can be seamless for you and everybody to access the stations, whether that's through Uber or through Metro Access. So that's being worked on, but we do have those addresses, so that is good to go for that. Thank you, Joel.
About
Ed, happy to pass this over to you for a question.
Great, actually,
so what
that's several.
happened?
I used to live in Phoenix, Arizona, so I'm very familiar with the light rail. I was an active community participant for 12 years when it was being installed there. So I am very happy to see the Purple Line come through here. It gives everyone another alternative for transportation in the county. However, one of the things that's perplexing in our homeowners association, you had mentioned community outreach is far different than outreach to the community. I would love to see Purple Line show up at our homeowners association meeting and really get to the questions that are germane to the people living in the community. One of them come up is really how many people that are working on the Purple Line literally live off the Purple Line, or are they just contractors that come in to do the job and leave? Because if they were part of the Purple Line community, they would understand the nuances of the traffic lights, the playgrounds, the bike trails, and things like that. One of the biggest factors that I live off of Wayne and Manchester, right below the tunnel and right below Dell Drive. 3 times this past year, we had Sligo Creek flood. So how are you dealing with risk mitigation, flooding, trees, and debris coming off of Sligo Creek when it floods? Because we had cars wash down Sligo Creek this last time we had flooding. So it's a concern to the residents, concern to the electric track, as well as the overhead voltage lines. Second thing is, have you done any lessons learned from other cities, such as Phoenix, of the issues for the community and how they may have dealt with things that you have not thought of outside the box? Another question is, you keep mentioning 21 stations and 88% complete. What's your definition of completion? Is it the lines being installed, the tracks being installed, the stations being installed? the sidewalks done? Because I tell you, where I live between Manchester and Dale, I would say that's about 51%. And so it's not being honest to the community of exactly percentage of work complete. Maybe in College Park or Bethesda or another location, it could be 100%. But in my neighborhood, it most certainly is not 88%. You know, one of the things we also talked about.
Hey, Ed, Ed, sorry to interrupt. It's going to be hard to respond to all five in a row. We don't mind answering your questions, but I think if you take a pause and we could start at least questions 1, 2, 3.
I apologize. I thought someone was taking the notes down of the questions that were being asked for the general public. I mean, is that not happening?
Well, I mean, we're trying to. I mean, could we just go 1, 2, 3 maybe and start there and then okay.
I got 21 questions and I've already rattled off 8 of them. This comes from my
maybe
association meeting that just happened this past week.
Okay, maybe we answer the first handful and then we could get with you offline to sort of see about specific outreach to your homeowner association meeting. We do that kind of thing all the time. This is also part of the outreach. I mean, again, we're here focused talking about your community. So the first question I think on the flooding, one of the great things about Purple Line is actually the improvement to the drainage system. We are installing just a tremendous amount of new stormwater drainage, treatment facilities, and really raising the level of the stormwater facilities along the alignment as we go through. So I'm not so sure we're going to have anyone here to speak specifically that design the stormwater, for Sligo Creek specifically, but clearly that was a big consideration. In terms of
another thing would be the bike trail that goes right across Sligo Creek and Wayne Avenue coming across there. How are you going to deal with that?
The bike trail across Sligo Creek.
There's a playground, there's a bike trail. Sligo Creek and East Wayne Avenue intersect right where the train comes across.
Yeah.
You put a new bridge in there. How are you addressing the bike path that goes up on one side and the bike path that goes down on the other side without interfering with the traffic of the train?
I mean, it's the same way that it worked previously. So there is the bike path is maintained and the light is there, right? I mean, I guess specifically that should be pretty close to final configuration now, right? So is it?
But the thing is, it wasn't shared with the community of how that's going through. I can almost guarantee you on weekends, we have 5,000 bicyclists because the road on Sligo Creek is closed. So if someone could take the initiative to come down here on a weekend and talk to people that are regularly riding on that trail, that'd be much appreciated. And I think community outreach, that's just one more cog on the wheel that could be addressed at that point. And
can I reply to that question?
Yeah, go ahead, Ricardo.
So the bike trail is open across Sligo Bridge. Is open in the pretty much on the permanent configuration. We have barriers directing the specific trail right now. It's gonna be obviously once we remove the barriers, it's gonna be wider, but the bikes are gonna have to cross the road like any other pedestrian. They're gonna have to follow the signs, and they are gonna go across the bridge and into a Sligo trail the same way is currently open right now.
And I think, Mr. Will, what we'll do is we will follow up, and we can either have a focus meeting or answer all your questions by email. So if you email outreach at Purple Line MD, let's let some other people get some questions in. But sure. maybe Ricardo just
before I go here. I was up at Cedar and Wayne this past week, and there was a cement truck that was there that took the wrong turn and just arbitrarily started backing up. If I would have not moved my car, the truck would have come up on the hood of my car and over. So my question, I guess, to everyone on the call here, do you have project managers, project safety managers at every site that's under construction that is looking for things like this? Literally, I called in, I was pissed because if I would have not moved my car, that cement truck would have drove right up on the hood of it. And furthermore, there's a crosswalk right there. So what if a lady was pushing a baby carriage across there with no one even looking out? for pedestrians or anything like that coming through. We have a lot of concerns for community outreach and safety in particular. It's right by an elementary school. There's a playground there, and it's very pedestrian heavy, unlike College Park, which is college students, or Bethesda, which are high-rise buildings. And that's why I was asking from the beginning, there's a difference between community outreach and outreach to the community to understand what our genuine concerns are.
Thank you, and thanks for sharing them with us today. And you're speaking to a neighbor there in Ricardo, just to to address your question on where we live, right there on Wayne Avenue. So, okay, like I said, exactly. if you could email outreach@purplelinemd.com, and we can continue the conversation and do outreach to the community or community outreach at the same time.
Has anybody asked you to come to any of the homeowners association meetings in the past?
Can I jump in here? This is Carla, excuse me. We have been working with the Long Branch community for over 10 years. We attend everything that we're invited to. We're very close with a lot of the community leaders in this community. I'm just curious, I've never met you before. When did you move into the community?
10 years ago. I live at London Terrace.
Okay.
Well, I've not met you before, so I'm surprised because we do a lot of work and we would like to work with you. So please do email us at the Purple Line email, and we'll set something up with you specifically. But we are very engaged with the community. We go to a lot of HOA meetings. I'm in people's houses regularly. So I would love to come out and talk to you. I'm just surprised I haven't met you before.
I'm sure, or maybe I met someone, or I met several of you guys downtown at Silver Spring by the Veterans Plaza when you had a tent up there. And I think that's great from a community outreach perspective, but it's actually the reaching out to the community. And Carla,
that's what I'm talking about. We do have
Carla, it's okay. Carla, it's okay. Ed and Carla. Okay.
Great. I'll send you.
I'm going to take this back over now. Ed, we appreciate your questions. I spoke with you at that meeting. We'll connect with you offline, and we are in the community every single day. I hear you. We're going to jump back online now. Giuseppe, I see your question was answered in the chat. I'm going to jump over here to the chat again. From Scott, when the tracks are done, will there be an entrance from the giant grocery store from Arliss again, or will we have to get to the station from Flower and Piney Branch? Manuel, are you able to take that question?
Yeah, I can take it. But Kat already answered. So yes, on the permanent configuration, there will be that's fine. On the permanent configuration, there will be an access on the I would say on the north side of the giant, where our current offices are. So that will be the permanent or the future access directly from Arliss Street.
Thank you so much. Can I have you answer the question about Seek Lane, Manuelas? I apologize, the chat was kind of busy here. Was trying to when will the left lane at Seek Lane University be reopened? Will U-turns be allowed? Will regular access to the Long Branch Library be restored?
So the full intersection will be open for final operation as soon as we finish with the rest of the construction and the testing and everything that is pending right now on that section. So I will say probably towards the end of this year, early the next. Then regarding the U-turn and the access, I will need to get back to you with the exact details. I don't remember all the movements allowed in every intersection, but we can definitely answer this question in the chat or through you guys.
Thanks, Manuel. Yeah, Liz, Liz, if you want to put your email address in the chat, I'm happy to have the outreach team reach out to you, and we can close this loop on this one because we do have some answers on this. Thank you, Manuel.
Let me, Chris, complement with the second question. U-turns.
Sure.
There's not going to be any specific sign in that intersection. Okay, so the only movement allowed is going to be straight through the intersection from University Boulevard. Seek Lane is going to be able to do this movement, but not through University Boulevard.
Thank you, Javier. I see questions from Kit talking about the eastbound left turn lane on Piney Branch Road. I'm guessing, yes, into the Long Branch Community Center will become legal again at Barron. I believe that is in its final configuration, which it does not have left turns permitted there. Javier, are you able to answer that question? It was confirmed via construction staff. That is correct. No left turn is permitted there.
Correct. No left turn allowed in that specific location.
Correct. That is in its final traffic condition. A couple questions here. Locating replacement trees as close as possible to Purple Line. I believe that there is still landscaping in this area along this segment to be completed. Is that correct, Ricardo and Javier?
Can you repeat the question, sorry?
There's still landscaping to be completed throughout this segment.
Yeah, in Piney Branch,
Yes.
Chris, I mean, I think we are almost done, but there is still some areas that are pending. And now that the landscaping season started, we are planning to have this completed.
Thank you so much.
And in Wayne Avenue, they were inspecting the plants the other day, and we are scheduled to install them this summer as well, this spring.
Perfect. Thank you, gentlemen.
Chris, I want to make sure that we don't miss some of the earlier chats. Did we get Jonathan's questions about catenary wires and Scott's second question? Okay, thank you.
Yep, getting to him now. To your exact point, Kat, Scott, there is flooding when it rains on Piney Branch Road across from the Long Branch Community Center east of Garland. I do know that will be improved once the final paving is in place, which Javier outlined earlier, excuse me. But Manuel, if you have anything you want to add to that, please feel free to jump in with this one.
No, I think you just answered it. I mean, once we put the final paving, everything is going to fall as in permanent. We will be able to remove the ENS measures that we have in the inlets, and there won't be absolutely any problem.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Jonathan, I see your question here. Does the Purple Line have plans to replace the trees that were removed on Wayne Avenue, specifically from Manchester Place all the way to Springvale Road? If so, how will they be placed in coordination with the catenary wires and poles? For example, behind the poles further toward the landscaping, under the wires, behind retaining walls. We can actually share the exact landscaping plans with you. I'm happy to pull those and show you exactly and break them down for you and show you where they're placed, and then how they interact with the placement of different poles and the wiring. So happy to send you those plans offline. If you want to put your email address in the chat, I will take that on myself. I do know that specifically along Piney Branch and Wayne Avenue, the following trees are part of the landscaping plans, which are all native to Maryland and not invasive species. We have Princeton American elm trees, Eastern redbud trees, red maple and river birch trees, American sycamore, Eastern red cedar, common serviceberry, lots of different trees. We can share those plans with you. I'm going to move down in the chat. Give me 1 second. Okay, thank you. Okay, I see a question here. Will the Purple Line have to wait at red lights, or will at least most of the time to minimize stopping? Matt, could I have you answer this question about traffic light prioritization?
Yes, depending on the intersections, some of the intersections, the LRV has priority or preemption, and some of the intersections, the LRV will stop at the red lights along with the traffic.
And thank you so much, Matt. If there's a follow-up on that question, we can also take it at outreach at purplelinemd.com. So feel free to follow up with us if you have a follow-up question on that. I'm going to move down in the chat. Give me 1 second here. How will homeowners on Bayfield Street off of University Boulevard be able to enter Bayfield? I also have language on this it's pretty extensive on how to navigate in and out of that. I believe it's the Rolling Hills neighborhood that we have explanations on how to get in and out of the neighborhood in the final configuration. I'm actually going to place it in the chat for you now, just to make it easier for you. It's a long response, but it's detailed. So I apologize for the novel, but I want to make sure you have all the information. Give me 1 second here. Jonathan, thank you so much for providing your email. Leah has a question here. How will people be prevented from walking into the Plymouth Tunnel? And then what speeds are the trains in the Plymouth Tunnel? So I'll take the second one first and I'll pass this first one off. Speeds of the trains in the Plymouth Tunnel. Along the alignment, the LRVs travel at local speed limits. So obviously there's not vehicles in the tunnel, so local speed limits of the area, but I'm going to ask Manuel, are you able to take the question of how people are going to be prevented from walking in Plymouth Tunnel, or would you like me to pass that to Doran?
I don't think we have anything specific, at least not I can answer right now. We'll need to take that back and respond back.
Okay, thank you so much. Doran, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I think we should come back with a
researched
answer. Yeah.
Cool. Leah, if you want to put your email in the chat, we're happy to follow up with you, okay? Rolling Terrace. I apologize, Liz. Thank you for correcting me. Okay. I do not see any other questions in the chat. And I don't see any other hands raised, but I do want to just follow up that again, if you have additional follow-up questions, or you think of a question that comes to you later, you're always welcome to contact our outreach team at emailing outreach@purplelinemd.com or calling the 2 hotline numbers. Joel, I see you have your hand raised for another question. Can we answer it for you?
I had the question from the Metro Access. The only provider I have to pay is the Metro Access. It's $4.50. The other providers are free with my Metro Access ID. So I don't know if I have to pay separate for that or buy for free. Some of my questions with my Metro Access ID card.
If you're talking about connecting to Purple Line stations, that coordination is probably still with the fair, but I remember that I think Ray had answered this maybe 2 rounds ago, so I apologize if I'm not getting it exactly correct, but that is something that should cross over, but we will confirm with you and we'll touch base with you after the meeting, okay?
So I was saying, with the other providers, they're free with my Metro Access card. I don't know about the Purple Line. If they'd be free or you have to pay.
Yeah, and we'll touch base with you after once I find out a little bit more information. Is that okay?
That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Joel. I appreciate it. We'll touch base with you after the meeting tonight. Thank you. Jonathan has a follow-up question, or sorry, another question, excuse me.
Call me. What's gonna do?
We'll call you and we'll email you, Joel. Jonathan says, when will the Friday Sligo
Thanks for answering my question.
Thanks, Joel.
Chris, I answered Jonathan that we believe that that's Montgomery County Parks, but if you can email outreach, we will reach out to them to be sure.
Thank you. Appreciate that so much. Is there an opportunity to make the planned Piney Branch bike lanes separated or not? I believe those plans are finalized, but Manuel, Ricardo, or Javier, are you able to answer this? Is there an opportunity to make the planned Piney Branch bike lanes separated or not?
I think right now, I don't remember. We can answer after, but I mean the plans and the bike lanes are already approved, and we'll be installing it as per originally approved plans.
Yes, so there's 2 lanes, so you're gonna find one bike path in the east one and a separate one in the west one. Okay, so they're gonna be the next ones to the curve, kind of the section that is gonna be farther away from the roadway.
Thank you both very much. Excuse me. I see a follow-up question here from Jonathan about, aside from the BIPA sidewalk program, will the Purple Line work to institute any measures to mitigate the foreseeable cut through vehicular traffic in residential neighborhoods? Example for signs along Wayne Avenue or in other places, Piney Branch Road, Flower Avenue. Manuel, are you able to take that question? I know that signage plans have been approved and whatnot, but are you aware of anything specific?
I know we are definitely supporting all these communities with, especially when we have detours and everything to refrain or try to keep people from doing those cut through neighborhoods. But on the permanent configuration signs, I cannot. I mean, we can answer after that and see if there's anything specific.
Yeah, this might be a Montgomery County question as well, that we can kind of coordinate on that as well too. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Manuel. I appreciate it. Okay. I see we have the emails that we collected in the chat that we need to follow up with. I see there are questions that were followed up. And I think that I don't see any other hand raised. So again, if you have any other follow-up questions, you're welcome to email us at outreach@purplelinemd.com. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you jumping in there. Okay, make sure I'm good here. Okay. I don't see any other things popping up here. So again, you are always welcome to reach out to us via email at outreach@purplelinemd.com. This does conclude our Long Branch CAT meeting presentation, and we thank you for joining us and have a good evening.
Everybody. You have a good evening.
Chris, one more thing before you leave, Chris. Is there any intentions of having the Long Branch Community Center gymnasium as a focal point where we can actually have a live meeting with community, or is everything always going to be on Zoom?
Great point. We do pivot to virtual meetings because it's actually more accessible for people to get to the meetings. But we're happy to have a conversation with you, though.
Some people in the community don't have high-speed internet, maybe just a cell phone or something like that. I work out at that community center, and I've heard that more often than not.
Sure, so absolutely. We're in that community center.
Yeah,
we're in that community center,
which is where the basketball courts are, and that'd be a perfect opportunity to get people who are walking around the neighborhood to come join us.
Great idea, Mr. Will. I'm happy to touch base with you offline.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Have a good night.